Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and today we are revisiting a personal tragedy of mine, and that is the passing of my mum. So if you'd like to know more, sit back, relax, grab yourselves a cup of tea, and without further ado, let us get into the video. So ladies and gents, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. And as the title of the video suggests, we are revisiting a personal tragedy, which is the passing of my mum. Now, you have to excuse me because it still chokes me up when I talk about it. Today marks the second anniversary of my mum's passing. She would have been 80 this year. So doing the maths, she died at the age of 78, unfortunately. And I just want to not necessarily go over some old ground, but go over how it's affected me over the last 2 years. This has also been triggered by a video that Spicy 110 did not too long ago. Unfortunately, his mother sadly passed away recently as well. So this has kind of not triggered me, but that video has basically made me feel like I need to do this video because I'll be honest with you, I'm still not dealing with my mum's passing very well. My mum passed away at home, in bed, with her husband, my dad. Not necessarily with her, but in the house at the same time. Long story short, I was on my way to work, like I am now. And I got a phone call from my dad, saying that mum's gone. Now, just to give you a little bit of backstory, my mum had been through a lot in her lifetime. She had a blood clot in the lung when I was like 8 or 10 years old. She had a brain hemorrhage. She had osteo and psoriatic arthritis. Please don't ask me how to spell that because I don't know. She'd also been in a abusive marriage to my 3 half-sisters' dad, who I believe is also now dead, but I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, needless to say, my mum was a tough old girl when she passed. You know, a blood clot didn't get her, a brain hemorrhage didn't get her. And just to give you some context on the brain hemorrhage as well, ladies and gents, my mum suffered the brain hemorrhage after a rather large ornamental candle fell off a shelf and hit her in the head. Now she she ended up in St George's because they put her in a chemically induced coma to allow the swelling to go down on her brain. That year she missed her birthday, which was in January. She missed Christmas. She missed New Year's. And at the time, the doctors, when they spoke to my dad in the the family room, as they call it, where families go to be given bad news or to be given the prognosis of their loved ones, and my dad was told that my mum would either come out of the operation or come out of the coma either as a vegetable or not at all. And this is just a testament to how strong-willed my mum was. Not only did she come out of the coma, she came out of the coma better than she went in, for obvious reasons. And that didn't kill her, which was amazing in its own instance, because, you know, having a 2 or 3 kilo candle land on your head, you'd expect there to be some sort of long-lasting damage. But we kind of think that my mum was a bit, not special, but she was a very unique human being, that she'd be your best friend or your worst enemy if you upset her. But again, my mum grew up in a generation where you were treated how you treated others, if that makes any sense. And yeah, thanks to the way my mum was brought up, I was brought up in a very similar fashion. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am in my 40s now, which, I'll be honest with you, is sickening. I hate being 41. But anyway, so going back to my mum's passing, I got the phone call at about 8:10 in the morning while I was on my way to work. And my dad said, Mum's gone. And then me being me, I tried to put a comedic spin on it, and I went, well, where's she gone? It's not like she's got out of bed and gone to the fucking shops. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. And Dad was like, no, Mum's gone. And I went, what do you mean gone? You mean gone as in gone? And Dad was like, yeah, she's gone. And I said, well, when did that happen? And he said, just now. And I was like, what? What do you mean, just now? And then, obviously, when you hear news like that, you instantly stop what you're doing and you go to investigate, which is exactly what I did. So instead of going to work, I messaged my manager and I said, look, I've just had a phone call from my dad. My dad thinks my mum's passed away. So I need to go and find out for sure. So from that point, I thought, fuck going to work. And I went to my parents' home, which is the home that I'd lived in with them for the last 20 odd years. And when I got there, my dad was in bits. I mean, he literally was in pieces, which is understandable because that had been his wife for the best part of 42, 43 years. And they just celebrated their, I think it was their 40th wedding anniversary, I think it was. When I got there, like I said, my dad was in bits. He didn't know what to do with himself, so he asked me to go and check. Now, when I say it was the most daunting, heart-wrenching, painful thing I've ever had to do, would be an understatement, because even thinking about it now, it makes me want to cry. And I know what people are going to say, oh, you know, what you're crying for, there's nothing you can do about it, but it takes a real man to cry, if I'm honest. And yes, I have cried multiple times about missing my mum. And I do, I really, really wholeheartedly, truly do miss my mum. And I know she's been gone for 2 years, but the pain doesn't get any easier. It just you learn to cope with it better as you get older and as time goes by. But that aside, I went upstairs to my mum and dad's bedroom and I checked for a pulse, and unfortunately there wasn't one. And I went back downstairs and I told my dad, Mum's gone. And he was like, are you sure? And I went, I'm afraid, Dad, yes, she has definitely gone. And at that point, it was like time had stood still, because I didn't know how to process it. The fact that my mother's oldest son, had to go and check to see if she still had a pulse. And it's difficult to talk about it, but I feel if I do talk about it, it'll make it easier for me in some small way. And it also helps keep my mum's memory alive. Because yes, okay, there are my 3 sisters, there is me, there is my brother, there is the grandkids. So with that, I'm not sure who my dad called first, whether it be an ambulance or a coroner. I'm not quite sure what he did. I think he might have called the doctor up first to confirm that Mum had actually passed. And then once that was done, my sister arrived. Now my oldest sister is just over 50 as far as, if I remember rightly. But if you ever watch this video, Debbie, I'm sorry if I got your age wrong, but I don't rightly remember. So yeah, there was that. And once my sister had arrived, we went upstairs again, me and my sister, to kind of prepare Mum for being taken to the chapel of rest. So we got upstairs, and yeah, we basically took one look at Mum, and it looked like she was just asleep. Do you know what I mean? And we took her necklace off, we took her rings off so they didn't get lost or stolen, or, you know, usual things. And yeah, we We got her ready. And yeah, she was taken out of the house in a blacked out hearse van type situation, as you'd expect. And then about 2 months later, we laid her to rest. My mum was cremated. She's in a nice silver and purple urn sitting above her chair in the living room, where Dad looks at her fondly. You know, there's pictures of her all over the house, there's pictures all around where her urn is. I've got pictures of her on my phone. I've still got an old voicemail from her, which makes me cry every time I listen to it. But yeah, it's just one of those situations, ladies and gents, where you want to be able to live with it, but sometimes you just can't. And this is just basically a little bit of a celebration, not celebration, but a remembrance of my mum, because she wouldn't want me to be sad. She'd want me to get on with life and enjoy myself and whatever else. I can still hear her now saying, why do you keep buying bloody bikes? Why don't you get a car? You've got a family to look after. Get a car. But that's a story for another day, ladies and gents. But that's literally it for now, I'm afraid. I haven't got the emotions to keep going. So this is where I'm going to leave you. If you enjoyed the video and if you got anything from it, please feel free to put in the comments box down below if you have any questions. Also, if you have any questions about the gear I use or the bikes I ride, feel free to also put it in the comments box down below, and I'll do my best to try and answer them as quickly as I can. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been amazing. You were some of the most supportive people that I have, and I appreciate you all greatly for it. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, be aware of COVID-19, be safe, be happy, and as always, adios.